Hi everyone, it's Lara here from larayoung.com, and I know that lately in our Facebook group, the She Makes It Happen in Business, we've been talking a lot about beliefs and the importance of what you believe in order to succeed. So today I thought I'd come on over onto the page and just have a bit of a chat with you about beliefs and also share with you one of my favourite activities for uncovering those beliefs that hold you back. It's a really practical activity, so you will need a pen and a bit of paper. I will post the questions that I'm asking up above the post after we go live, and I will be sharing that back on here as well. So if you're online, please do say hi. I'd love you to let me know that you're here and that you can hear and see me properly. So as with all the work I do, this is really, really practical. It's all about helping you to identify your beliefs and then let's work with them to change them. Today is about part one, which is just about uncovering them and getting a bit more understanding about where those beliefs came from. And then we'll move on in coming days to looking at how to switch them out for beliefs that are going to serve you better in achieving your goals, making it happen in your life and in your business. Now, I'm just going to switch the screen here because I have got an excerpt from a workbook that I have created as part of my She Makes It Happen in Business Bootcamp. And so I'll just share this with you. So let's talk a little bit about what beliefs are. So your beliefs are the perception of the way things are and the way things that you believe to be true, but it doesn't mean that they're actually true. What happens is that we form beliefs about the world by taking in information in our daily lives. And let's face it, we're exposed to so much information all the time. And in order to make sense of the world, we need to delete, distort, and generalize that information. And it actually helps us to have beliefs about the way things are. And it helps us because it means that we are filtering information. We're not being overwhelmed by everything that's coming into us. But the other thing is that our beliefs are also, they're not true because they are our perception. They're our internal representation of the way things are or the way people are as well. So our beliefs can really support us and keep us safe. So for example, I believe it's not really a good idea to walk down a dark alley at night. And our beliefs can really help us and support us in achieving our desires. So for example, today we were talking about the difference between a lucky person and an unlucky person, and the only difference between those two types of people, and this is based on years of research and it's shared in a book called The Luck Factor, is that lucky people actually believe that they're lucky. And because they believe this, they have a different perception of the world, they have a different view of the world. And so their reticular activation system, part of the unconscious mind, is much more open to noticing opportunities, to notice chances for them to be lucky than those who believe that they're not lucky. And so if you think about achieving your goals in life or in business, then your beliefs are very, very fundamental to the success of that happening. Your beliefs are fundamental because they support you in making it happen by helping you to notice opportunities for success, for opportunities to attract more clients, to attract the right partner, to deliver your work and get your work out into the world, whatever your goals may be, whether they relate to your life or to your business. But obviously, particularly in this context, I'll be talking to you about beliefs that potentially might be holding you back in your business. Now, our beliefs can hinder us from getting what we want in life. They can hinder us from being who we are destined to be. And our beliefs can keep us playing small, okay? They keep us not doing things. So, for example, a belief might be, if I try, I might fail, or I'm not good at X, or I'm never going to create a successful business, or I'm too old to have a successful business, or I can't balance my business and my family life. Whatever those beliefs are, they can really help you to play small, and they can limit us and restrict us from taking the action that we need to take to get the results that we desire. So it's all very well and good me talking to you about limiting beliefs, but there are very specific conscious, unconscious processes that we can use to actually uncover our limiting beliefs. I'm going to start with the conscious one because I think it's all very well to say just meditate and work out what they are, or just journal them and work out what they are. But the reality is that if you actually ask yourself, you know deep down what those beliefs are. And I'm going to take you through a very specific set of questions to help you dig deeper and help you understand those beliefs that are helping and those beliefs that aren't helping, so that we can move on in a couple of days' time to help you get rid of those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs, and replace them with ones that serve you. Okay, so here we go. So your limiting beliefs can be changed, but they can be hard to uncover. So a lot of us may know off the top of our heads some of the things that we believe that do hold us back. But others of us find it a little more difficult to actually understand, uncover, and then release those beliefs. So today we actually are going to spend time uncovering the beliefs that hold you back. You'll need a pen and paper and one very special belief detecting word. And that word is because. So step one is to identify the problem. So for example, you may be saying to yourself words or phrases like, I can't attract the partner of my dreams. I can't find a new job. I can't buy my own house. I can't start my own business. I can't get more clients. I can't make the kind of money that I need. I can't be a fantastic parent. I can't be a size 12, or I can't get fit. Okay? Whatever you know that you're saying to yourself on a regular basis that you can't do, or that you've got a problem that you can't seem to get past, you're going to write that down. That's step number one, okay? Now, obviously, as with all of these activities, they're wash, rinse, repeat. So you can do this again and again with any of the issues or problems that you face. So this process is replicable. Like everything I teach, you can just take the exercise and then do it again and again and again. Okay, so the very first step is to write down a problem that you are experiencing. I can't attract the right clients in my business. I can't seem to be visible in my business. I can't generate the income that I want to in my business. Whatever is a recurring thing for you, then write that down. Okay, write the issue down. Okay. Obviously, this is a worksheet from my She Makes It Happen in Business Bootcamp. So I'm going to just write the questions down for you as a post. Okay, so you're going to write the problem down, and then you're going to follow it by the word because and complete the sentence. So you write the problem, I can't create a business, and then you're going to write because. Okay? Now say your because sentence out loud and then write down whatever comes into your head to complete the sentence. Now the idea with this activity is that we're aligning conscious and unconscious thinking, so you're going to write as fast as you can without making any judgments. Resist the temptation to try and edit at this stage. Now you say the because statement, the sentence again and again, and just write down whatever comes into your head, and this time as fast as you can and just absolutely without judgments at all. If you are online or you're watching the replay, please give me a thumbs up or a heart to let me know that you can see or hear me. And equally, if you know someone else who would benefit from watching this video, please tag them or share it with them. Okay, now what you're going to do is keep the process as many times as you can until you run out of sentences. Now there are two reasons that you might run out. One is because you have the feeling that the well has run dry, or you find that you're repeating yourself, okay? So basically you're going to say, I can't insert problem because, and then write the reason. I can't insert problem and then because. And you're just going to keep writing those reasons down until you've exhausted the well, until the well has run dry and you can think of no more, okay? So that's step 2 of the exercise. Step 1, remember, was to write down something that you're having a problem or an issue with that you find is a barrier for you. And number 2 is to use the I can't, and you insert that problem and write down the reasons because, the reasons why you can't. Okay, so now what you've got is you've got a list of reasons that you can sort through to identify your limiting beliefs in relation to the problem. So you can work through your entire list of because sentences, just saying each one out loud, okay? So you've gone back, you've worked them all out. Now what you're going to do is you're going to give the reason a truth score. Hi Joe, great to see you. You're going to give the reason a truth score from 0 to 10, where 0 is nothing, okay? It's absolutely not true. I know it's not true. And 10 is true. And now remember, this is how true it feels to you, not about your logical brain, not about your logical mind thinking, look, it can't be true, it's just ridiculous. It's the emotional response that you have to it that's really, really important. Now you're going to repeat this process for each of the reasons until you have a list of beliefs that have some emotional charge. Okay? Now emotional charge beliefs are those that have a score of 6, 7 or higher, that when you say them to yourself, you feel it somewhere in your body. There is an emotional and physical response. Okay? Now, you can cross the reasons out at this point where there's no emotional charge, or where you can easily see and understand the emotional and the intellectual level that they aren't valid or true for you. Okay, so get rid of those ones. Now, make a note of the remaining beliefs that you have. So those remaining beliefs are the ones that do have an emotional charge for you. And then you're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is we're going to start to loosen the beliefs, which is the first step to actually changing your beliefs. Now, loosening the beliefs is a term that we use in neurolinguistic programming. And basically that's about starting to apply some conscious awareness to the beliefs and then ask yourself a series of questions. And I'm going to share those specific questions with you now so that you can grab your pen and paper and answer them. Okay. So the first one is to take each of the because statements that have some emotional charge and then answer the following questions. So you're taking the very first belief, the very first one that you've got with some emotional charge, and asking yourself, where did this belief come from? Now, typically beliefs come from genealogically, so from our families, so our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, siblings even. They may come from when we were at school or from some of our very first work experiences. Just have a think at the conscious level, where did the belief come from? Now, the second question is this my belief, or have I adopted it from someone else? So have I generated this belief, or is it someone else that has made me think this is true, okay? That has made it true for me. The next question to ask yourself is, how does this belief help me? Now, let's face it, some of our beliefs, even though they might be limiting on the surface, are designed to actually help us in some way. So a good example of this is if you believe that putting myself out there, getting really visible, is going to attract a negative response, okay? Now, that belief may not be true, but what it's doing for you is trying to protect you from hurt and harm of potential failure, or whatever the consequences that you're thinking, whatever the negative consequences you're thinking of that may arise as a result of engaging in that behaviour. So every belief, in a way, has a positive intention, and generally that positive intention is around keeping you safe from harm of some description, whether that's physical harm or psychological harm, and whether that is real or imagined. So how does the belief hinder me? How does it hold me back from being the person that I'm destined to be? How does it hold me back from being this amazing, wonderful being? In what ways am I limiting myself and my potential by believing this to be true? Okay. Now, how do I know this belief is true? What evidence do I have? And I really want you to dig deep here. Okay. So how do you know it's true? As I said to you earlier, our brains match for patterns. We want things to be true. We want things to be right. So what we tend to do is notice things that validate what we believe to be true. Say, for example, you've got a work colleague or you know someone and you think to yourself, oh gosh, he's so lazy. Bob is so lazy, it's unreal. Bob is fictitious, by the way. So Bob is so lazy, I can't believe it. What you're going to do, of course, in relation to Bob, because that is your belief, is you're going to look for evidence that Bob's lazy. So every time Bob's sitting down for 5 minutes after mowing the lawn or doing whatever, you're going to notice him sitting down. You're not going to pay attention to the fact that he's just trimmed the hedges and mowed the lawn. And unfortunately, that's the way that we as human beings and in relation to relationships and things do operate. We form an opinion or a belief about someone, and then we look all the time to validate that belief to be true. Now, there are people, I bet, that don't think Bob's lazy at all because they don't think of Bob as lazy. I want you to think of an example of someone perhaps who you don't necessarily resonate or get along with as well as possible in your life, and just think about the beliefs that you've got about them, and then start to think, what are alternate beliefs I could have about them that could be more positive and have a more positive impact and a powerful impact on our relationship. It's interesting because I've done a lot of work around this in organisations, and sometimes conflict, even between senior managers, can literally be purely about the perception or the belief that one or the other has about each other. And simply by coaching them through the process to change their beliefs about the other person has had a huge and positive impact on their relationship together. So have a think about how you know the belief is true and what sort of evidence you look for to validate that. Now, you all have goals that you want to achieve in your business and in your life, and I want you to think about, okay, what do I need to believe instead? So in the example of Bob, maybe even like a small shift in belief. Bob does the best he can all the time, or Bob does his best to make things happen. Okay, or even Bob works hard. I know it's the complete opposite, but what you'll find is that you start to look for evidence that Bob is actually a hard worker. And this is true about the beliefs about yourself as well. So whatever you're believing about yourself, what do you need to believe instead? What's the opposite? What's a more productive and constructive belief that you can have that will help to move you forward in the direction of your desires and the direction of your goals? So that is a summary of the very first activity that I'd like you to complete if you're interested in becoming more attuned to how the relationship about what you believe about yourself, your products and your services, your abilities, the correlation between those beliefs and your ultimate success. If you really want to dig deep and start to create some beliefs that are going to serve you instead of hinder you, I really encourage you to do this exercise. So first of all, identify the problem or problems that you're experiencing in your business. Write down the problem and in the phrase of I can't, insert problem and then the because, and brainstorm all of the reasons why until you exhaust yourself. Then look at those reasons. Anything that you know categorically not to be true that has no emotional charge in your body or response from you, delete. Anything with an emotional charge of 6 or above, what we're going to do, so 6 till 10, it's a 0 to 10 scale. Anything with an emotional charge between 6 and 10, I really want you to complete these questions for. I'm just going to quickly run through them again. Where does the belief come from? Is this my belief or have I adopted it from someone else? How does this belief help me? How does this belief hinder me? How do I know this belief is true? What do I need to believe instead? Okay, so run through those questions, and then I'd really love it if you have enjoyed this video, if you could share it with other people who you know will benefit from the activity as well. And please do come and join us over in the She Makes It Happen in Business Facebook group. I'm going to pop the link to that below as well. I will be back in the next few days with part 2, and there are lots more resources and information about belief and about creating success in your business over in our Facebook group. I've been Larry Young from LarryYoung.com, and I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.